say when.
Good afternoon and welcome to the 34th Annual Wells Christmas Parade. My name is Jim Berger, joined by Chuck Millian. We'll be your host for the parade today. The parade is made possible by the following sponsors.
Primary sponsor, Kennebunk Savings Bank.
Silver sponsors, Avita of Wells and DF Richard Energy.
Bronze sponsors are Home Fashions Outlet and Wells Rotary Club. Friends of the parade are Joseph Cirillo, the Cottage Artworks and Gallery, Net Vision Technologies, Partners, Bank, People's Choice Credit Union, SOS Maine, Southern Maine Healthcare, State Farm Insurance Agency, Hafford, and TC Hafford Basement Systems.
On behalf of the Wells Chamber of Commerce, we'd like to thank our sponsors, all of our volunteers, and the town of Wells for their constant and consistent support of this event.
Next up, we have the Wells Police Department Honor Guard. The Honor Guard is comprised of the following. Rifle 1 is Corporal Timothy Satrano. American flag is Officer John Regal. State of Maine flag is Officer Brett Tisham. And Rifle 2 is Officer William Jepson.
And they're followed by the town officials. We have Town Manager John Carter, Selectman Representative.
Is that Mr. Hobbs?
Dan Hobbs, and Kathy Chase.
Kathy Chase.
The judge's trolley just pulled in. And
State Rep Dan Hobbs was with the Selectmen. He's looking forward to his second session starting in January. This is his fourth year in the parade.
We'll come back and tell you who the judges are as I see
The Grand Marshal's coming along, Jim.
Bob Sibilia is the Grand Marshal this year of Carriage House Motels and Cottages. Bob was given the honor to serve as a Grand Marshal, and as he was the winner of the 2019 Above and Beyond Award by the Wells Chamber of Commerce. The Above and Beyond Award was created to recognize a member of the Wells Chamber of Commerce that truly goes above and beyond their normal membership. A list of criteria was developed which includes a member's dedication, commitment, sense of community, and support to the Wells Chamber throughout the year. Bob regularly offers his time and resources to help the Chamber. Bob is riding along with Eleanor, the Wells Chamber President, CEO, in a car, graciously provided by the Harbor Masters family.
Next we have the Jim Dandies. The Jim Dandies Children's Circus is a school-based program from Scarborough, Maine. More than 4,000 students have been Jim Dandies since it started in '81. They have performed at hundreds of events around New England and ridden in national parades like the Washington Cherry Blossom Festival, Macy's Thanksgiving Day, and the 2013 Presidential Inaugural Parade. Just this year, they rode in the Philadelphia Independence Day Parade. The Jim Dandies are skilled jugglers, globe walkers, but today they are riding unicycles.
They've been in the parade with us for many, many years. The judges for this year's parade include Dar Littlefield, Patty Berger, Bree Worthington, Lorraine Cullen, Peg Corbett, Helen Shadwick, Carol DeFino, Jim and Susan Kanick, Antonio
Arangio, Joseph Jacinto, Littlefield family, Kim, Jason, Bailey, and Mackenzie, Peyton and Landon, Diane Greenwich, and Phyllis Danby.
We thank them for volunteering to be judges for this year's parade.
Right now, the Jim Dandies are giving us a little display of some of their talents.
Quite a crew they bring every year.
I don't know how they stay warm and what they're wearing, but they're moving a lot more than we are, Jim.
That's true. From Scarborough, Maine, 40 unicyclists and jugglers.
Next we have the Wells Rotary Club. They've been in this parade since it started every year. Each year they do a float, and it's all participants of the Rotary themselves.
Looks like they got Frosty the Snowman with them this year.
Looks like Frosty is there with them.
The Rotary is a good community organization that has been very involved in helping make Wells a better place. Been known to buy some of their onions as well.
Yes, we have.
Oh, we have State Senator.
And this
Foley.
is this Mr. Foley? Hello, Mr. Foley. Thank you very much, sir.
The Senator is walking with the Wells Rotary. Always good to see him.
There's Frosty.
Rotary has a number of vehicles. Lee Hanson's provided a vehicle. 'Tis the season to be jolly. And we got a Griswold's Christmas.
That's Mr. Rick Coyne, I do believe, chauffeuring that limousine.
And the Rotary's followed by Condon's Donuts, kind host for us today.
32 years in the parade. They have their donut van, which distributes donuts through all the local businesses. Also, they have a float coming, which
Ski slope, tree, walkers, and snow. Condon's Donuts is
is a
also
very generous member of the community. He's always giving donuts for all the events.
They're also home of Condon's After Dark with the wonderful food trucks.
And then we have York County Community College.
College van and a number of students, faculty, and staff.
This is their 4th year in the parade.
Well, they got a dog this year, too.
A mascot.
Looks like we have a little break before the Morrison Center will be joining us.
Merry Christmas.
The Morrison Center is located both on the northern end of Route 1 with their adult and on the south end, Route 1 here in Wells, where they service younger population.
They're also building a new facility as well, Jim, up at the northern end at their complex.
They have come today with a vehicle and a walking group of Morrison Center staff and students. They've had hours of fun preparing. This is their first year in the parade.
Lots of little reindeers. Next coming up are the Girl Scout Troop number 99. It's a Christmas in Hawaii.
That's their theme this year. This is their 4th year in the parade.
This is still more the Morrison Center van.
See that van out in the community as they get their students involved in different community activities. Now we see Girl Scout Troop 99. Christmas in Hawaii, they're dressed for it.
They're definitely dressed for Christmas in Maine.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. I'm sure a few people would like to be in Hawaii today instead of standing on the side of the road here watching the parade.
Following the Girl Scouts is the USS Santa Fe, the most recent submarine to arrive at the Portsmouth Naval Shipyard for planned maintenance work and system certification. When a submarine arrives at the shipyard, they're assigned a host community. The town of Wells is the USS Santa Fe's host community. The submarine crew enjoys the community's hospitality, and in return, the community receives a helping hand and a unique feeling of involvement in the lives of naval personnel. The Santa Fe has a crew of 16 officers and 127 enlisted personnel.
The USS Santa Fe is the 52nd ship of the Los Angeles class Santa Fe, is one of the most advanced nuclear power attack subs in the world. Her missions include strike warfare, undersea warfare, surface warfare, reconnaissance, mine laying, and operations with special forces.
The 362-foot ship is well equipped to accomplish these tasks, faster than any predecessors and equipped with a number of systems. They're followed
Here
by
comes the Wells High School Band.
Wells High School Band. I'm going to guess they've been in it for about 34 years.
I think they've been in since inception as well, yes.
Headed always by Larry. Members of the color guard are accompanying the band. And their trusty equipment truck brings up the end for them.
Then coming along is Kennebunk Savings Bank. For the 6th year in a row, Kennebunk Savings Bank is the primary event sponsor of the Christmas parade. Kennebunk Savings is a mutual savings bank founded in 1871 and still headquartered in its birthplace of Kennebunk. They proudly serve Southern Maine and Seacoast, New Hampshire, with 18 branch locations from Kennebunk to Durham, New Hampshire. They offer a complete menu of services from consumer and commercial banking to insurance and investment accounts. If you have a financial need, they have a solution. And there's Kenny Bear.
In 2019, Kennebunk Savings Bank is supporting nonprofits with over $1 million in donations and 10,000 volunteer hours from employees.
Then we have the Ogunquit Chamber of Commerce coming up.
With a pickup truck and a float.
I believe the float is the Playhouse, Jim.
It is indeed.
It's nice that Ogunquit could come participate today. I don't believe they got to have their parade yesterday due to the weather.
And the fireworks were rained out as well, but they came up for our parade, and we're happy to see them again.
And this is the Playhouse with a float for light up your holidays. Merry Christmas.
The Wells Reserve at Lod Home as a vehicle. They're in the parade for the 3rd year. 7 miles of wonderful trails. All sorts of good research going on there.
And then Oakhurst Dairy with their antique milk wagon driven by Max. They've been in the parade 20 plus years. They're a familiar participant here.
Sheriff Bill King
from the York County Sheriff's Department.
Got his jingle bells on his vehicle today.
Then we have coming up the Wells Ogunquit Cub Scouts.
Pack 356.
With parents and crew, and they have a little gun shooting candies out to everybody. And I believe the Boy Scouts are with them as well. They've sort of gathered together to make this one big celebration.
Happy holidays, let it snow. After we're done.
Then next we have an antique, the MJD Antique Auto Club. They've got a variety of different antique cars coming our way.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
The MJT Antique Auto Club. Dominic is driving a 1936 Ford. Joe is driving a 1938 Ford. Joe and Dominic brought their grandfather also to ride in the parade. They're here from Quincy, Massachusetts.
And I believe this is the Brown family from York, Maine. Tina, Darcy, Mike. went on their separate ways to show how people spend Christmas vacation, from cold, exciting, fine times to warm and dry days. This is their 20th year in the parade as well.
The Brown family wishes everyone Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, and goodwill to all. Earlier, that was Boy Scouts Troop 356 with the Cub Scout pack.
Look at this gentleman here in shorts and a t-shirt, Jim. You think he's warm?
Warm and dry.
Warm and dry for sure.
Gotta be happy about the dry part.
And is this the scholarship pageant we have come?
They're not.
Okay, no.
They were not able to join us today, so they're being followed by Williams Reality Partners. Helen Corbett Jones.
Riding in the trolley.
This is their first time in the parade.
Well, I believe they just opened a new office on Route 1 here in Wells. And following them is DF Richard Energy.
DF Richard is once again a silver sponsor for this year's parade. Appreciate their continual support.
They deliver kerosene, propane, bioheat, oil, and their expert technicians install and service the latest brand name energy efficient heating and cooling systems. They offer smart pay price protection, service protection plans, and 24-hour emergency service.
They offer energy conservation services through Dr. Energy Saver Seacoast by DF Richard Energy.
And we have the Wells Fire Department here coming up in front of us with fire trucks and walkers.
They are happily located in their new facility.
In their new facility.
Which I understand they may be having an open house in the spring. Lots of people will be looking forward to seeing that.
And they've been in the parade since its inception as well. They've got a few of the fire trucks here on display in their new station. They have plenty of room. In fact, Jim, I noticed there's some open bays, so I'm sure they're going to be looking for some new equipment.
I imagine. Got some family members riding with them. And they're followed by the Wells EMS,
who has been in the parade since its inception as well.
Good to have around. Hopefully we don't need their services, but when you do, it's good to know that they're available.
They get there in a hurry.
They're followed by another silver sponsor, Avita of Wells. Avita of Wells is a silver sponsor. They're 60 apartment state-of-the-art assisted living community which focuses on memory care. The name Avita, which translates to for life, was inspired by their desire to create a safe and fulfilling environment where nurturing caregivers recognize each resident as a special and unique individual. Their goal is simple: to make a positive difference in people's lives by creating a special place where residents can thrive and families can have peace of mind.
Now we have York Hospital coming in with a float, the Yellow Submarine. They've created this in a few weeks. This float is full of 18 people serving cookies. And they have some really good music going on. I believe the Beatles are on the back of the float.
This is their first time in the parade, actually, but they have served cocoa and cookies at the parade and at the library for the last 18 years.
Then we have Nancy Hafford in her little smart car. She is one of the sponsors of the parade. She's very active in the chamber as well.
And Tony Hafford.
TC Hafford Basement Systems. For all your wet basement needs, call TC Hafford and they will be there to help you with any needs you have.
They have their float. a number of walkers.
The Griswolds are wishing everybody a Merry Christmas from T.C. Hafford.
Merry Christmas. Oh yeah. Next is Ralph and Sue Lubby and their Army 5-ton truck and trailer. This is their 5th year in the parade.
They have over 100 hours in restoring this vehicle.
Every year they decorate it appropriately for the Christmas parade, and we're happy to have them again.
We have wooden soldiers on there. We have gingerbread men, lighted Christmas trees, wreaths,
Nutcrackers.
and we have the goat. It's William and Abner the goat. William Higgins is wishing everybody a happy Merry Christmas, and this is their 6th year in the parade.
Therapy Dogs International came along, marching, their 3rd year in the parade. And then we have Hannaford Wells with their old truck. A couple of old trucks.
They do. They have their antique truck and walkers.
This is their 9th year joining us in the parade.
Darren Roberts drives the international truck. And then they have their other Chevrolet truck here. Years ago, they used to deliver groceries in those trucks, Jim, and do door to door. Now, we just go in and check out automatically.
Sometimes they even have people order ahead of time. I see them picking stuff up. This is the Dream Factory coming up. The Dream Factory of Maine out of York, with a covered trailer with their logo, decorated with lights and garland. This is their 1st year in the parade. We grant dreams to critically and chronically ill children from the ages of 3 through 18.
And welcome to the parade.
Good, how are you?
They're followed by My Box.
Welcome. Do you want some candy?
Not right now, thank you. Coastal My Box out of Northampton, New Hampshire. Moving and mobile storage. It's their 1st year joining the parade. Looks like they've got, in addition to the My Box, they've got a dog accompanying them.
Some four-legged friends.
Coffee roasters of the Kennebunks.
They're located right in Lower Village. Kennebunk, just before you get into Kennebunk Port, right on Route 35. And then we have some antique cars here joining us in the parade, followed by none other than the man that everybody's been waiting to see.
I think the antique cars were provided by Necessary Auto Sales and Tires.
That's on Route 1 in Kennebunk, I believe, across from Hancock Lumber.
And here comes Santa Claus. On top of
T6, the Wells Fire Department ladder truck. Oh, I believe they're going to let the judges go out before they pass by.
Coffee Roasters was in a 1930 Model A Ford sedan.
And here go the judges.
Once again, thank you for the judges' time.
Happy holidays. And here's Santa.
Santa brings up the conclusion of our parade, the 34th annual Wells Parade.
And we'd like to thank everybody for coming and participating in the parade. And luckily, the weather held out for us.
Particularly again like to thank our primary sponsor Kennybunk Savings, silver sponsors Avita of Wells and DF Richard Energy, bronze sponsors Home Fashions Outlet and Wells Rotary Club.
And we wish everyone happy holidays and a Merry Christmas.
We'll see you next year.
See you next year.